perspectives that he can add, as well as many others, I'm sure, in particular to this panel. One is this very deep knowledge of cybersecurity and how that manifests itself in the risks that the activities of Generation C are perhaps presenting, and also as a very transnational business person with interests in Europe, North America, Asia, but also here in MENA, even locally. I wonder if you could add more vantage points to this discussion.
Thank you, Michael. And first of all, thank you for the opportunity to discuss this subject, which I think is an essential issue. One of the C's we have to add to Generation C is confidence. I come from the city that developed the World Wide Web. I still remember 25 years ago when in Geneva we developed the web at the CERN. And I remember for what reason we did it, which has absolutely nothing to do with what is happening today. We are in a situation now which is very, very peculiar. It's equivalent to, and I know there's a lot of parents nowadays, that you buy a Ferrari to your son or daughter and you let for first time to drive a car, but you are aware that infrastructures on which this car is going to drive, they are not secure enough. So we are in a situation which is very similar. Generation C has the computing power now that my generation needed a mainframe to have. With a single BlackBerry today, you can do transactions that in my generation needed a full technology department. We are confronted to two extremes of the equation. On one side, Generation C has born into this over-connected world, on which now, and I'm talking today, only 400 million devices are connected to the internet, mainly mobile phones. By the year 2020, 50 billion objects, cars, mobile phones are going to be connected to the internet. There's going to be something like 4.6 billion mobile users adding to that, and 3.7 internet users to be added to that. The problem we are facing, as I said before, is we are still using this very old infrastructure, which is not secure. It was not designed to be secure. In Switzerland, my company is helping Swiss people to vote online. We can actually, with a BlackBerry, while we are skiing in the mountains, vote and change the government. If you can do that, obviously, that means that you have set up benchmark and security that everything else will be possible. You can also do financial transactions, you can do send money home, you can do all kind of interactions. But for making sure that people are protected, we have to put a very important layer of security. So Generation C, if that generation is to continue, otherwise what we're going to call Generation S, or shutdown, is a generation which massive investment in security has to be done. The good news is that countries like the case of Saudi Arabia, like the case in China, India, like the case of Brazil, like the case in Europe, we are moving towards that, although we are at the beginning. For instance, people are issuing digital IDs to citizens. India is going to a 1 billion person project where digital IDs are going to be issued to the citizens. I know that Saudi Arabia is also has done that in the past and is increasing this project in the future. The problem before there is that the security play was disconnected from the market. So all those projects didn't know how to monetize themselves. I think what Generation C is bringing to that is that for the first time you have young people that they use the internet in an ubiquitous way. They don't only want to go into Facebook and chatting with their friends, but they also want to transact. They want to do their university's degree online. They want to access their health record online. For that, you need a strong authentication. You need a more safe internet. Generation C has another characteristic, which we didn't have in my generation, is that they don't like human interactions. Many of you maybe have a teenager and you are concerned that this guy is spending a lot of time in his room and not necessarily enough to outreach. But actually this is not a problem because this is the way it's going to be. In 10 years' time, this global competitive forum, the global aspect of it, maybe 90% of the internet. So we have to move towards that scenario where the internet is going to be, for the first time, what the fathers of the internet wanted that to be, a place where everybody can cooperate in total security. Legislation is necessary. There is no legislation on the internet. I mean, you have now IATA, for instance, providing legislation on airplanes, leaving airports every day. And thanks to that, we can go into a plane with total security feeling that we're going to be safe. The same thing doesn't happen on the internet. So for Generation C to really become what I believe is going to be the best generation ever, to bring something like 3 billion people into the world economy and create an amazing knowledge-based society, we have to still solve the security issue.
Well, thank you very much to the panel.